Previously on Page Fights.
Instead, if it said Steve, product details, whatever, that's a low commitment. Much more people will click that.
Details here. That's the buy now stage. I mean, I disagree. It's $39 if I want
Well,
it.
then change the functionality on the button and make it add to cart.
There really is very little that has to do with poker, except for the poker chip in the logo. But once that I started reading it, I said, okay, it's a poker thing, and then I read the rest and said, wow, this seems like a really, really cool tool.
It's like saying everything you're eating right now tastes horrible, and the only way to solve that is having all these smoothies. And I'm not convinced. I don't actually see the benefit for me here.
What this page needs is a superhero called Captain fucking Clarity.
My initial thought was close tab.
This image here, I can relate to it a lot, right? It's so clever, I fell in love with the page.
I think we've jumped a little. It's premature form ejaculation here. We got the form at the top before we've actually fill out the form. You know, it's like should we go straight to it, guys? You know, and fill out the form.
Now we're starting to learn more about Brighton and why it's great. But it's like this wall of text, which is like impossible to get through. Like 3 campus locations, that whole thing could be replaced by a map.
This is a site for Ollie Gardner to help find his girlfriend gifts. Like, that's a really great customer profile.
If it comes with a free girlfriend as well, that would be beneficial.
Yeah.
One of the problems with that book is orientation sensitivity. Like we can't process or understand lines that are oblique as well as we can horizontal and vertical. The worst headline of the day. Driving for average. What was this? Just 3 words. It doesn't. Driving for. And then we're going somewhere. Yeah, right to the back button.
What is up, everyone, and welcome to Page Fights, the show where we take your landing pages and put them up against the heavyweight champions of conversion rate optimization. I am your host, Tommy is my name, and I am super excited for this episode. It is the all-star episode. Page Fights is 1 year old today, and it's such an incredible feat, and I'm so happy that you guys are watching along with us and have been tweeting with us all along, and have really helped us just to keep this thing going. If you want to join in, you can go ahead and talk over here on the hashtag PageFights, and if you're not on pagefights.com, please go ahead and check it out over there. And if you're unfamiliar with the premise of the show, what we're going to do is take your landing pages and have them critiqued by a huge panel of judges today. First up, we have Ollie Gardner of Unbounce. Ollie, come on in and say hi, right? Do this a little bit different than we normally do. What's up, Ollie? Welcome.
Hey, happy birthday, Page Fights. I'm rocking my Bosky Optics glasses from the last episode. I will just say, bribing judges is highly unethical, but highly encouraged.
You're looking slick today, too, man. Next up, we have Pep Laya of Conversion XL. Right, Pep, welcome to the show. Happy birthday. Congratulations on making it this far, man.
Thank you. Where are my sunglasses?
They didn't bribe you. Oh, there we go. Next up, we have Gia Laudy of Unbounce. There you go. And I said it wrong. I said your last name wrong. Please correct me, Gia.
It's Lottie.
Lottie.
They're my sunglasses, too. What the hell?
Right? See? Next, we have Michael Agard of Content Verve.
Hello. And I'm in Denmark, so I don't need sunglasses. We never need sunglasses in Denmark.
Welcome to the show, and last but finally not least, one of my favorite judges that's ever been on the show. No offense to you, Michael or Gia. We have got Joanna Weeb of Content Hackers.
Copy hackers.
Back on the show. Oh, we need to have you unmute yourself, Joanna. Come back in. Say hi.
Unmute you. Joanna, unmute.
Unmute.
Bitch! Who muted me? I do not. That's not cool. 1, I don't have the overlay working. 2, I'm like muted. And content hackers. So it's all bad. I quit. I'm done.
And okay, and we've been doing this for a year now, so this is cool. I'm really excited. We're gonna jump right into it. The first page that we have coming up here, in case you're unfamiliar with the format of the show, by the way, let me just say, what we're gonna do is take 10 of the landing pages that were submitted by people, past winners. We're going to show you the pages that they submitted before in the past, and then some of them have tweaked those existing pages, and some of them have submitted new pages. So it's a very exciting thing. And what they're competing for right now is the Page Fights All-Star Championship medal, which I don't have to show you right now, but it's going to have your name engraved on it, and it's going to have the logo here for Page Fights, and it's going to be awesome. And you're also going to get 2 tickets to the conversion road trip that's being hosted by Unbounce. And that's going to be, you get to select the city that you want to be in. And that's going to be in Toronto, Chicago, New York, or Boston. Travel's not included, but you get 2 free tickets, and it's going to be an awesome time. And I'm going to be in Toronto. So, yeah, it's going to be a great time. And let's jump right into the show, right? So first up, we have, let me just share my page here. There we go. First up, we have the original Bully Max page. I love this page originally because it had these like jacked out dogs, and it was fantastic. And the new page that they've submitted for this time around is actually this new Bully Max page, right? They brought the header up here a little bit, and I'm just calling on, who am I calling on first here? Let's see. Why don't we have Joanna kick us off on our feedback on this page, and let's see what you like and what you don't like, and how can we make it better.
Okay, yeah, for sure. I mean, unlike you, okay, we're judging it as individual human beings too, right? And I look at this and I think that leading with the most aggressive, monstrous dog on the planet is possibly not the best way to win over even your ideal audience. Like, I actually look at this page and I feel really bad for this dog in particular. Like, that is one jacked out dog, and maybe that's like what your ideal audience wants. But I saw that there are like over 3 million likes for Bully Max on Facebook, and I can't believe that 3 million people want a dog that looks like that, when in fact when you scroll down, the testimonials are from like police dogs and stuff. So I would scrap the terrifying like anime monster dog and put in more of like the police dog there. It's this Officer Tyler's dog uses this, and I would test that to see if we can kind of not have to terrify our audience in order to get them to buy our stuff. 2, the headline, there's not really much of a reason like to do this, like it improves your dog's physique, to what end? And then 3, it brings up this objection that is like, I mean, that dog looks like it's about to, like bad things, like it's about to burst out of its own skin, right? And I just don't, I think that there's probably a lot of objections, maybe not for the person who's going to buy, but maybe for like their spouse or something, that you're going to like destroy my little pet. So like, tell me what bad things are not going to happen without saying the bad things, but like reassure me, right? I don't know, does anybody, I don't know, that's where I'm at with this.
Well, this dog does hit the gym more than I do, and that's kind of interesting. Michael, why don't you kind of give us your thoughts on this too?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff on this page, and I see this a lot with a lot of landing pages, that there's a lot of good stuff. I just think it has to be restructured. I think Joanna probably has a point about the dog. I mean, maybe it's just that picture, but I mean, if you want a jacked up dog, this is basically as good as it gets, right? So I just say that definitely the headline could be a little bit better, and also there's over 6.3 million scoops served since. It takes a while to process that. So if you scroll down a little bit, down to the next picture of the dog, you see all the good content you got here and testimonials and everything, but keep on scrolling. There we go. So this is a better, up a little bit so we can see the headline. Yeah, there we go. So builds a bigger, stronger, healthier dog, guaranteed to add 4 to 7 pounds of muscle in 30 days or your money back. That's pretty good. I would just change it, so instead of builds, what builds, I just say build, so it's directly, you're going to build a bigger, stronger dog with this. And then right under there, you got the only brand that guarantees results. That's pretty good. And right up top, you have no side effects, and you have how many proteins are in the serving and everything. So this is pretty good stuff. I would actually lead with this header instead, and then I would make sure to get the info with the proteins and everything right underneath. And also the only brand that guarantees results. That's pretty cool. Go down. You have 100% money back guarantee. I think that's pretty cool.
Fantastic. All right. We're going to move on to the next page. Thank you so much. This next page was originally poker charts here, and this was actually on Michael's episode. And the next version that they've brought out here is lightweight status tracking. Is a different product, new team. Lightweight status tracking for remote teams. Pep, why don't you kick us off? Or Gia, actually, why don't you kick us off on this one?
Yeah, okay, so I actually don't hate this page. I think this page does a lot of things right, as usual. The design is pretty nice and delightful. It's very friendly, sort of B2B. We're used to seeing this kind of look. It's an app, so it's nice that they include, as you're scrolling down, screenshots and nice sort of digestible bits about the features of the app. It's nice, but if you go back up to the top, there's a couple of problems with this page, obviously, but my first problem with this is I'm actually the target market for this, so I feel like I'm kind of qualified to talk about this. Status tracking, leading with that. I mean, I don't know if there was a ton of sort of research put in behind this. Maybe it's an SEO play. I don't know. This certainly isn't a PPC page, but status tracking is just so functional and feature-based, and it feels kind of big brotherish to me. I find the subhead speaks way more to me about syncing up my team and using my existing messaging tools that works. The like how it works, the 1, 2, 3 steps, I didn't actually get what the first step meant until I had to read and sort of digest all 3 before the first one made sense to me. I would actually scrap the first one altogether, start with the second, keep the third one nice front and center in the middle. There's like logos there that I recognize, and then the third step should be something more in lines of like what the end result sort of looks like for team members and for managers to sort of digest. Then again, the same problem, sort of leading with features, the start tracking team status now and the track for free. It's all very sort of big brotherish, and if I were like a team member doing research on behalf of my manager for something, I probably wouldn't send this one forward because I don't want my status tracked. I mean, the goal here is to make it better to, pass more information between team members and sync them up. Like, the testimonials do a really, really great job of communicating that value. But my main problem with this page is that the actual offer is not what it appears to be. So you'll notice that there's a link to more features, making me think that under the more features link, there's actually more features than what's listed on this page, but that's not actually a fact. More features is a link to the pricing page, which is this, not yet available.
Huh.
So it's actually a plan that doesn't exist yet, and it's like coming soon kind of thing. So the actual free version that they're advertising on this page doesn't include the vast majority of the features they're working so hard to promote here. So those are my big problems. Also, the form doesn't have form validation, which is really simple to put in.
I just noticed that John Bonini actually popped in here, and John, I would love to get your feedback on this page. Welcome to the show. Thank you for coming on the Page Fights.
Yeah, thanks for letting me crash the party here for a little bit. I feel underdressed looking at Ali and Mike. So I'm wearing a T-shirt, but yeah, I mean, Georgiana was really hitting the nail on the head. The very small thing that I saw, and I don't know if this was touched on prior to me hopping in here, was I know a lot of these products and these software and these apps, they have trouble moving people from free users to paid users. They have activating their customers. So I think it's a little unclear when they say it's free forever for small teams. What does that mean? If I'm a solopreneur, or if I'm a guy that has 5 people on my team, or if I'm at a company that has 75 employees, I would almost just I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to throw the word free in there and start tracking team status now for free and track for free on the button. I just think it's overkill. They're really following the playbook there and trying to get the word free in as many times as possible.
But it's not even true. It's not even this that you get for free.
Yeah, it's a little misleading. And they're following the playbook, but they have the orange button, and I just think that it's too. And there's just a lot going on for me too. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, Pat, do you have anything you wanted to add to that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with all the comments that have been made. I think while it all looks nice and so on, the bigger problem here is that they're not really selling me the problem that they are solving. The status tracking, I mean, that can mean a lot of things, right? So the only thing that adds clarity here is the step number 2, where I see, so it's tracking what people are doing. So it's actually not team tracking really, but what did individual team members actually do? Did they have tequila on the beach, or were they actually doing work? So I think the graphical presentation of how it works is good, but it needs more clarification as to what is the problem it solves. So basically more content as to who's it's for, and then it would rock.
I need 15 seconds too.
Okay, go for it.
Can I add something real quick?
Yep.
Cool.
Ollie first, and then we'll go with Michael, and then we have to move forward, guys.
So HipChat and Slack, make them dominant on number 3. I don't care about web and email so much. They could just be words or whatever. Really make it obvious, because people are using HipChat and Slack every day. They need to know that. Design tip, add some bolding into some of the, to highlight a couple of things in the testimonials and the big feature blocks, because it's hard to read all of that. Copywriting tip, if you can't find a word to bold, your copy is shit.
I love that. Tweet that, guys, too, by the way, at hashtag #PageFights, and we'll get a good laugh out of that. So let's see. And Michael,
I could add something.
Michael, real quick, and then we have to move on to the next page, guys.
Just think about how much is going on in this first screenful, because you've got basically 2 mobile phones that have got a lot of info on there with text messages and stuff and statuses. You got 1, 2, 3. You've got copy right with 1, 2, 3 bullet points. You got 4 different icons there. There's about 15 different colors here. You got 4 links up there. You got the logo. You got the header. You got the put in your email. You got the free forever. You got the testimonials. It's a lot to take in all at once. So I mean, I can feel kind of my eyes just like going mad all the place to try to make sense of all this. So maybe consider building a longer page or something and not trying to cram everything into the first screenful.
That is a very, very good point. We're going to move on to the next page here. And the original page, the winning page, was Losing Weight Doesn't Have to Taste Bad. It was idealshape.com /smoothie book. The new page is the Ideal Shape Up Challenge. This actually has an autoplay video. John, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on, and hopefully we'll see you again in a future episode. Ollie, why don't you kick us off on this page here?
Yeah.
And let us know what you think.
Visually, I like it for what it is. It communicates fitness very quickly. I personally don't like autoplay videos. It can work. But what I do like is that on the autoplay, there's about a 3 or 4 second buffer before they start talking. So that eases it in. That's really, really smart. Because if he started talking immediately, I'd be like, I'm going to turn this shit off before my coworkers hear me watching a fitness wannabe website. Just being honest. But that little break is really, really clever. The video doesn't allow scrubbing. Now, that's really annoying. It might be part of their goal to stop you doing what you want to do, but I missed a part of the video because I was listening to someone else speak, then I couldn't go back. I couldn't rewind at all. So I just leave because I'd lost the message. Being free makes me a little skeptical about what's going to happen. What are you going to try and sell to me, and when are you going to do that? Tommy, can you just try something really quickly? Can you put some fake information into the form?
Some fake info into the form.
Or you can put Pepsi email.
And at.
Faster. Okay, click the button.
Okay.
You're okay. Just for the guys who made this, 50% of the people in the office with the same browser, Chrome, on a Mac, the button did nothing. It just sat there. So you've got a bug.
Oh, wow.
Well, at least I'm getting fit now.
And I don't.
You've got another bug here. Well, it's not a bug actually. It's just a design thing. If you collapse this page to mobile view, the whole thing is responsive except for the form. So the whole page collapses except the most important part. The form is still exactly the same size. So you might want to consider that. I think I might be jumping in here. Sorry.
Yeah.
Brian Clark actually just came in. Welcome, Brian, to Copyblogger. Come on.
I was looking to order some Chinese food, and I ended up in here.
You were.
I'm not sure what's happening. This technology stuff it really shakes me. So. Well, it's good to see you guys here. I'm still hungry, but
Thanks for coming on.
Welcome to the show, Brian. Would you like to give your 2 cents on this picture?
Yeah, let me look at this here for a second. Scroll back up so I can see the top. Well, you know me. I want a big-ass headline right up there instead of that logo. But that's may or may not be preferred. It depends on testing it, I suppose. But that generally, to me, in the way that people approach a page, we do have the line up at the top. I might drop that down, get rid of, you've got the logo to the left, make the headline bold and just jump out at me right away so that I know instantly what I'm in for when I get here.
Want to refresh, Tommy, just so it doesn't have the logo in there, because that's not what happens when you get there.
It's a video.
Oh, is that a video? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Welcome to the.
So that's these guys. They're very happy.
Okay. I still might drop down the headline, make it bigger and bolder, lead into the video, maybe some graphical call to action with an arrow that says play me or something like that. I always like those video call to actions just to get people really focused on that step if that's what you're trying to get people to do.
All right, excellent. And Joanna, give us your thoughts on this page as well.
I refuse to follow Brian Clark. It's just like, as a rule, I will not follow Brian Clark.
You disagree with me all the time. Come on, do it.
I'll repeat everything Brian said. Big ass headline. Use arrows. Big ass headline's good. I actually like autoplay if it's muted on autoplay. Oh my God, sorry. I can't believe that just happened in the middle of this. Yeah, so I do like autoplay because I've seen in tests that it increases the length of time that a person actually watches the video. So I would do that. Half a second, I'm so sorry. Outside of that, I like the body copy. As you actually read that paragraph.
Yeah. So you're ready to create your ideal shape. Problem is, you don't have time for long workouts. That does jump right into it.
It does. I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys heard that coming through. That really sucked. I'm so sorry. I do like the body copy, but I feel that it all kind of falls apart as soon as you get to this graph, this chart, sorry, the 7-day. When we have the 3 paragraphs, it goes really nicely, except then we have this blue box that says, check out Brianna's story below, but it's like way below, and I find it like frustratingly far down the page. Outside of that, where I do think like a before and after goes a long way here, and I just want to echo other comments already about like what we've already, said about further up on the page, but I would move that further up. And one last thought is on the video itself. The girl who actually runs this and seems to be like kind of the brains and the brawn here, she doesn't do much talking, and I don't really know why. And if I were these people, I would test a version of the video that really just focuses on her, because I think she's an aspirational sort of personality.
All right. Well, thank
the
you.
line, apart from the line, he goes, and he's even going to medical school. No.
Can I add one thing?
Oh, we do have to move on, guys. I am sorry. Brian, thank you so much for coming on, and we hope to see you in future episodes.
Yeah, I just want to say Joanna's right about the body copy. It leads with symptoms before solutions. It's good stuff. A few tweaks, page ought to work, and I also agree with making her more prominent just from my standpoint. I won't say why. But I'm going to go eat lunch now, so you guys, you carry on.
Good luck with the Chinese food.
Thank you.
All right, so the original page that we had before was Vantage Point here.
Tommy, welcome our new guest.
Who do we have on right now?
Anna Sawyer.
Oh, hi, Anna Sawyer. How are you?
I'm great. It's great to see you all.
Welcome to Page Fights. Hopefully you can get a lot of fun just talking about some of these pages. The original page that we had here was the 360-degree view of business, Vantage Point here, and the page that they submitted for the All-Star episode is this updated version. I think it's a very beautiful page. Anna, why don't you give us your initial thoughts on here?
Right into the fire.
Okay, jumping in with every single feat. Okay, let's see here. Sorry guys, I just logged in, but I'm ready to start going. All right, okay, so we're kicking off here with an emotional question. Does starting an ERM program feel like scaling Mount Everest? Then they're telling you that no, you don't have to live your life in that kind of way. I like the video above the fold, although I can't necessarily speak to what it is. I feel like the look of the video looks maybe enough like the background that it's a little confusing, but carry on. Let's see here. What happens when you click that button?
This Kit My Kit button?
No, the video. What's in there?
Oh, I don't know. Let's find out.
Back of someone's head?
What the hell is
that? The look here, it reminds me a little bit of that toy we all used to play with to like animate plays that we would write. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I used to play that game on PC 10 years ago.
Yeah. I'm not sure I love this style. It does look a little bit like a revolving stock photo, but I'm gonna move on with it.
That's funny. Actually, I wanna ask Joanna your question here because you have a thing about question headlines. Give me your feedback on this page.
Well, yeah, I do actually have a thing about question headlines. Very nice, Tony. Yeah, I do. I think that for the it's just if you ask a question, you better make sure that their answer is the one that would be your answer, the one that you want it to be. But I feel that this question in particular is like it's not so specific. That someone would answer no to it. Like, if you answer no, you're actually probably not a good fit anyway. The question headlines that are problematic are like, are you ready to buy? ? No, don't ever ask that question. But does starting an ERM program feel like scaling Mount Everest? I think, okay, fine. If this is a landing page for the phrase ERM program, because we want to assume, of course, I'm assuming right now that people coming here know what that jargon is. I don't have a clue. Hopefully your visitor does have a clue. Outside of that, I'm not clear on, like, the illustrations throw me a bit. There are a lot of things I do like about the page. I like Get My Kit as a call to action. I like that they show what's in this ERM starter kit, that there's the 3 different things. I think they could push that further, and where it says, like, that best practices white paper, like, show it, like the stacked pages even, right? The sense of like the real tangible thing, even if it's digital form, it's still a good thing to do. I think that by and large we're doing good stuff here. But one of the things that throws me is this, what appears to be an Everest image type thing, even though it's like a cliff, and then all of these hills, and I just don't know what the visual, I'm not clear on, like, am I supposed to, are the hills good compared to Everest? So I find myself confused by it, and then the overlay of the video just kind of like stuck there is a little confusing to me too. So I think it's starting to get to a good place, but there's elements that are introduced that I feel are unnecessary and kind of like, oh, we liked it or we didn't know what to do, so we just like left it on the page. That's where I'm at with this.
All right, excellent. Gia, why don't you give us your feedback on this page as well?
I feel similarly, actually. The headline, I just feel like doesn't do very much. I'm assuming this is a PPC page, so, I mean, talk to your PPC specialist and get a better recommendation for a headline. Better yet, use dynamic text replacement and make it super, super relevant. I doubt that the source of the traffic coming to this page had anything to do with Mount Everest. I suppose it's possible. I like that the art direction and the video matches the page, though I agree with Joanna. I don't understand if those like roly-poly hills are supposed to be good or bad. They kind of look friendly to me, but I think they're supposed to be negative in this one. I really like the form headline. I think it's great. I like the button too. I don't really understand why the logo is reiterated there underneath the button. I just feel like it's kind of wasted space. Like that could be used to, you know, for something better, like reiterating what's in the actual kit. Like I think maybe the best thing on this page might be that the 1, 2, 3 sort of description of what's in there. The getting started easy thing feels really lazily written to me. Like requesting a demo does not help me gain control over risk at all. And I think the huge miss on this page, like this is enterprise risk management for financial institutions, which sounds super duper serious to me, which means super duper like credibility is needed here. Oh, can I just add the funny thing about this video? It is 1.5 minutes long. It ends very strong. The video is way too long, but it ends really strongly because it mentions the form and it mentions sign up for a demo. The funny thing about this is that they link to their homepage. The video appears again on their homepage, also with the same ending, mentioning the form, but there's no form there. So, like, major faux pas there. But the big miss, need major credibility here. Like, this is a very serious product, and they do not qualify themselves at all. I don't know if this is a really well-known brand, potentially, but in that paragraph about them, they should pull out some of the logos, get some testimonials. There's just that big chunk is sort of missing here.
And it doesn't look like Everest. Come on.
It does not look like Everest.
Stop with that.
All right, we are going to move on to the next page. Thank you so much, Anna. Thank you for coming on to the page or coming on to the show. I really do appreciate it. Let's see. Hopefully, we can have you on a future episode too. That'd be great.
I would love that.
So before we had Creative Circle, this was their original page that they had submitted, and next we have Tapcell, which is their new one. Turn your Shopify into a custom iPhone app. Very interesting here. Ollie, why don't you kick us off on this?
I think I'm second here.
I'd love to go first.
It's Per. No, it's not. Yeah.
No, it's. I have Ollie and then Michael.
So okay.
I'd love to go first if you don't mind.
Go ahead, Michael.
Go for it.
Okay, so we got a couple of problems on this page. One thing is that I have a lot of questions after I've gone through the whole thing. But basically, the first thing I think you should do is, well, I mean, the headline: turn your Shopify into a custom iPhone app. Right? This takes a little bit to understand that, and then, if you would please click the CTA that promises create an app. Right? So that's my expectation. Create an app. Okay, and then click it. Drum roll, I have high expectations. Yes, what? New user registration. Oh, God. And then it says log out, but I'm not even registered yet. Create an account. That is a huge letdown, you know. And it's an awesome CTA, but it's not an awesome CTA if I'm going to get super disappointed when I click it, right?
Yeah.
So I'd say definitely work on the next page, because you can click on then create an app, but you need something there to sell it. You need to step it up on the next step. Also, one of the things here is that I have a lot of questions after this because I'm not quite sure. I assume that this is going to turn my whole Shopify solution into an app, but I can't really click these or interact with them, and so I have a lot of questions, and you don't really answer them, and I simply don't understand the bottom CTA.
All right, Ollie, you actually talk about click momentum quite a bit here. Can you kind of elaborate on what Michael's saying there?
I don't know. What I usually talk about is more kind of the conversational thing from before and after the click, and we didn't see before the click. But you just go up to the top. Really simple in the headline. Add the word store after Shopify. I don't think people say, my Shopify. You want to see my Shopify?
What's my Shopify?
It's my Shopify store. Dead simple. Make the CTA slightly more personal. Create my mobile app. It looks like a really awesome app. I like it. The page is beautiful. Lots of white space. But the benefits could be sold a lot harder. Like, start taking payments right away. I'm a little confused how this works. Is it an app that when you try to get people to use your shop in your store, or you can sell from your phone, or they're downloading it from, I don't know, it's really hard to understand. It's like a retention device, so they're on your actual store and they download the app to do later. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. You say, can payments be taken with anything other than Apple Pay? If so, list them, because Apple Pay is so new. If you can take other credit cards, put that stuff in there. That's going to help.
And doesn't the Shopify store work on a mobile phone? Why do you need an app?
Yeah. I mean,
if you go to the bottom, you can actually get a demo. You put your phone number in, and it sends you this train wreck of an app. I don't know whether it's just being tested or it's in beta, but the nav in the app doesn't work. The CTA did nothing. It's messy and wrapping. And they talk about good UX. The UX in that was terrible.
Also, under the how it works, I don't really feel that explains to me how it works. It just basically tells me how to install it, as far as I understand. It doesn't really say about how it works.
Or why you need it.
Yeah, exactly. Connect to Shopify store, choose your theme, and customize, launch your app. Start selling. Well, there's a lot missing here. So I think most of this is a copy thing on this page here. And then, of course, you need to get the app working if you have a demo. And then, of course, on the next page after. I mean, I think a lot of people, they have a tendency when they do landing page optimization to just look at the page. That's not enough. You have to understand what came before, what was the copy, where did they come from, what was the priming thing, and then you have to understand the step afterwards. In a lot of cases, you can optimize the hell out of your landing page and never get more leads, because the form or whatever comes after is horrible. So you really need to look at the whole thing, all the steps, and understand the whole user experience.
Yeah, that's something that I'd actually mentioned in a previous episode too. Is it's like you're not just creating a page; you're creating an environment. You're introducing people to your brand and trying to bring them into the fold and want to come into the fold. So this is a very good start. I like the starting point here. I would love for it to take the feedback that we're giving here and take it a little bit further. Also, because I work for Shopify, I really like what you guys are doing. So we are going to move on here to the next page, and originally this was on Joanna's episode. It was Brighton College, and some really great feedback last time. Let's see what you did with it. And we have a new page here, and Pat, why don't we start with you?
Well, I like that the page is compact. Most everything fits in a view, but it doesn't. It really does not add much clarity here. There's not much conversation going on. International trade training, is that a statement of fact? So, I mean, what are you offering? Are you selling? Do you want to buy it? So what's going on here? And then you jump straight into bullet points of benefits without me being fully clear what is it that you want me to do? Do you want me to enroll in your program? Not really explicit. And the fact that there are 5 bullet points makes me less likely to read these things. So you should probably prioritize here. So explore travel opportunities, probably not why I would join a study program, and so on and so forth. The testimonial here is more about how I love the program, but I mean, that's important, of course, but more important would be to see some ROI, like now, because I took this course, I'm able to do X, Y, Z, something like this. And also get the program details, tuition costs, and more. Why do I have to get it through filling out a form? I understand why they do it, but you need to give a reason here, because otherwise I'm like, man, I don't want to talk to a sales guy. Just tell me how much it is, because I want to know.
Interesting. I think these guys too could benefit from the HIPAA guide that we had seen in the last episode. There was a lot of similar feedback there, and the changes that those people made were incredible. There was night and day performance or look to that page. Gia, why don't you give us your feedback on here?
Similar sort of feedback. The fact that you need to give a phone number to get program details and tuition costs is way, way too high of an ask, especially for like anybody under 30. That's like terrible. The video might as well be an image. It just looks like 2 sort of directional cues, and that's really too bad because the video is actually really good. I did watch it, and it was really great. Tons of testimonials. All the things that are missing on this page are in the video, unfortunately. But there's no reason to watch the video, so nobody's ever going to see it. They did a really good job of it. I just think they could pull out, like, obviously they need way better headline. That international trade training should be the title of the bullet points, and then put a big, bold, like, why the hell Brighton College above that, and pull out some of the gold in here. Like, there's 3 campuses. That's nothing to scoff at. Like, highlight that a little bit more. Show some of the students. Use some photos and some graphics even for, like, these numbers, like the average salaries. Like, that's what people give a shit about when they're talking about, like, training, right? I mean, that's sort of the important bits here. I just think this page does not go far enough.
And they're not really saying why choose this program over other colleges that provide the same thing.
That's
true. And the video comment is actually similar feedback to what they had last time they were on the show. So it's kind of interesting that that's still there, and I think you guys can probably dig a little bit deeper into that. So we are going to move on to the next page here, and let's see. We started off with gifttip.co, and this was actually in the video, but now it's not working, unfortunately. So now we have try laundry run, and let's see, who do we want to kick off here? Michael, why don't you kick us off on laundry run?
Yeah, so I got a lot for this page, quite a lot actually, and in this first screenful here, first off, the visuals. You know, if you took the copy away, how the hell would you know what this is about, right? It doesn't really scream, this picture doesn't really scream, I need laundry done. It screams the opposite, right?
Right.
And also, I agree with Joanna. In my experience, you have to be careful with questions, especially when you have it like this in 3 lines and centered. So it's hard to read. Want your dry cleaning picked up, cleaned, and delivered with the click of a button. And then and personally, and this is personal test, not from testing, I don't like yes please kind of CTAs that kind of try to make me feel enthusiastic about something I'm not. It's like you're forcing me to feel a special way that I want to decide how I feel, right? And also with the click of a button, is that when I click the button I get my dry cleaning going? I don't understand it. But then click it, because now we're going to see a huge disappointment. Click yes please, momentum, I want it. We're launching soon. Damn it! I just want to make you aware of one thing. I've done quite a bit of testing on privacy policies. This one, I would be super scared. My spidey sense starts going. We'll use your details for good. That translates. We'll use them forever.
Yeah, good
but
idea.
Then there's a hyphen, not evil. But that's very, very hard. So first you introduce me, it's like, God, they're going to use them forever. And then you talk about evil. And I'm like, this is definitely weird what's going on here. So, and also I'd say the whole page is very, very long. You have very, very little on the copy on the page. So why does it have to be this long? I like long pages with a lot of white space, but this is just kind of taking it to the next level. The service sounds awesome when you understand it, but you're not selling it very well.
What's interesting about this page, too, and Jonah, I'm going to have you jump in here, too. If you take this want out and take the question mark out, the whole headline becomes so much more powerful. Your dry cleaning picked up, cleaned, and delivered with a click of a button. Bam.
Yes.
Joanna, go ahead.
Yeah, that's a great point. Except it's not actually going to be a click of a button, right? Because it's all mobile, so it'll be like tap. but we can't see that. We've got this picture of something. I don't know, something? What is that, a closet? That's a very aspirational closet. But
It's a closet that does not need the dry cleaning service.
no, these guys are covered. Like those guys, they've got it. They're fine. I don't know. For yes, please, I kind of dig it as a button, and like I think it'd be a good test. My answer to that was yes, please. And so if it matches that, is there something to it? I don't know. I think, Michael, we could test different button copy and see where that goes.
I mean,
but
without knowing the cost, how likely you are to sign up? I mean,
based on the button?
Yeah, right now, I mean, maybe it's $10,000. Huh? Yes, please. Oh, no. Hell no.
Yeah, it's true. There are more questions still to be answered before that, but that's usually like the problem with a call to action that high up on the page, is there's like way too many questions still for the average person to answer.
This is a geographical page. Doesn't say what area do they service, right? It's kind of weird.
I know. I wanted it.
Yeah. But why doesn't the button say, learn more or whatever, how it works or something? Because if you scroll down a little bit, then there's actually quite a lot you have to do.
And the pricing page is the worst ever. Worst ever. Try to understand how much something costs. It's really hard.
Woo! There we go. All right. We're going to move on to the next page here. The first page that these people submitted was Lemon Stand, and I really liked this page originally. And the improvements that they've made is now it's Ecom Hacker. And Jill, why don't you kick us off on this?
Okay. This page has some pretty serious commitment issues. First of all, I can't go any further without mentioning the end tag in the button copy, which drives me crazy.
Yes.
It's so clever. It's ridiculous. It's in the name of the list or community or whatever it is, but I'll get to that in a second, which is fine. I don't understand why it's there, but it's even worse that it's on the CTA. I thought it was like a rogue tag that was broken.
Yes.
The title of the page is pretty clear. Best articles on e-commerce growth from around the web. Great. Curated e-commerce articles sent to you weekly. Great. Mentions frequency, which is what I need to know about email subscription. But then they add how-tos, they add growth hacks, they add perks and deals, they add access to an exclusive LinkedIn discussion group. All of a sudden, it starts sounding a lot more like a community than it does just a list of best articles from around the web. So there's no connection there between the actual bullets and the title. Then the form, obviously the form title is pretty weak. The button, like I said, drives me crazy. The font, the text below that is actually kind of cute. It says I actually can't read it right now, but it's kind of some cute text, and I like the social proof there with join these companies, but should be join these companies in this community, right? Join a community of people from these companies would make it clear. The testimonials I think are cool, except that I kind of want to hug Julie, and I think Gabor wants to murder me. Kind of scary, the difference.
There's no doubt that dude's gonna kill you, man.
Yeah, you get this whole gamut of subscribers, but they're just too far. The dog could potentially help Gabor smile. But anyways, in the footer, links to Lemon Stand. It's kind of this goes back to the commitment issues of this page. Why is it linked to Lemon Stand? If you're going to actually bother to link, why not just add that sort of credibility factor to that weak logo you've got in the top and actually make it brought to you by Lemon Stand and add a logo there and add a little bit of sort of credibility and take out the link, obviously. And then the follow on Twitter in the footer, I just don't understand why it's there. And even to make it worse, the actual confirmation page on this form, which you'd have to fill it out, asks them to join that exclusive LinkedIn discussion group and also asks them to share the page. So there's 5 asks on this one page. There's just a major,
it's a lot.
Yeah, I'm done.
Ollie, why don't you kick us in?
I can read it. I got it here. So what is the closer? The thing underneath the CTA, it is good. It says, warning, might result in uncontrollable sales growth. It's kind of cute.
Yeah, it's cute.
All right. So
It's easy.
make the first word of the headline get. Right? Otherwise, you're just saying that they exist. The best articles from around the web. Get the best articles from around the web.
But that's not what you get.
Well, that's what they're saying.
I know.
The second testimonial, like you were saying, it talks about Lemon Stand, but there's no mention of it until the footer. So I was like, oh, is this a testimonial just cut and paste from a different page? Again, yeah, same thing as Gia. You want to strengthen the brand mention, put it at the top in the logo. I actually like the CTA on the confirmation page. There's too many. Yeah, take the social shares away, but the join the LinkedIn community.
Yeah, that was
good.
fine.
It takes you right into the community, so that's a great follow-on because it dumps you right there, and you can get engaged with the place that they're talking about. So, but other than that, it's structurally very good. Lemstein know what they're doing.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next page here, guys. We've got, this was the original. Wow, this isn't even the original page anymore. Averett, and here's the new page that they've submitted. So this is a lovely page, actually. And Michael, why don't you kick us off on this? And then Pep, we're gonna have you follow up, and then we're gonna go on to another page.
Well, I've got quite a lot for this page. So yeah, design-wise is cool, but I mean, now this is taken out of context because I don't know what has led people up to visiting this page, but if you just read the headline, it could be a lot of different things. Home time is more than just being off the road, right? But this is for truckers, so to me it's a little bit confusing here. Also, and I mean, it could be something for like guys like Pep and myself. I mean, we travel all the time, and we spend a lot of time away from a family. So this could be talking to me, but oh no, I'm not a trucker, so it doesn't apply. But then you have two huge CTAs that don't really look like CTAs, and then you have two huge non-CTAs that kind of look like CTAs underneath. And one of the problems here is if you say pre-qualify, complete the short form, right? Then click that.
Oh, pre-qualify. Whoa,
so that's not short form, man. That is not short form. So if this is the short version of the form, what the hell is the long one? Go up to the top of the page again.
Oh,
now, this is what I was talking about before. Sometimes you don't have the biggest problem on the landing page. Click Apply Now.
Okay, there we go. Okay, whoa.
Oh my God, so this will take you quite a long time to figure out. You've got 4 buttons in the post to social media, save to can, what that, can? Send to friend, apply to job, and a lot of copy, and you've got links, and you've got search drivers, and you can share it, and
tiny text.
I mean, it's pretty hardcore, man. This is not super motivating, so Pep can take the rest on the page, but I thought this was very, very, very central stuff, I mean, what happens after you click the goddamn button?
Yeah. Pep, tell us what you think here.
Yeah. Well, I agree with everything Michael said. The only trick here is that all tracking sites have the same nasty long-ass forms. So even though this form is horrible, there is no better option. So, I mean, truck drivers are used to that. I mean, I've optimized trucking sites, so I know a bit about this industry. And look at this form also. This form here has usability problems. First of all, it has 2 columns, which is a big no-no because it looks like 2 separate forms. Which one do I fill out? 2, it has inline form labels. So I start typing, halfway I forgot what it was, and then I have to delete everything. Right? And so all these things here that you could do. But the main problem is, as Michael was pointing out, above the fold, make it absolutely clear that this is a site for truckers to find a job. Come work for us. And I understand that home time is an important factor for deciding who to work for. Scroll up, Tommy.
There we go.
But, I mean, above the fold, what says here, come work for us? No, nothing really. Career positions in Macon, Georgia, but, I mean, that could be to work for a local McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
So,
right.
So add more clarity here, and this why join MBM generous benefits. Well, what are they? It's like be more specific here.
That's like the sub-headline of Page Fights now is always add more clarity. I actually I skipped a couple of pages here, unfortunately, and now Stephanie, I actually need you. Whoa, infinity. Stephanie, I am gonna have Stephanie do the page orders back into the chat here because I had skipped over them and now I have everything all messed up and it's all gone.
Well, otherwise I have one comment for a page earlier that
go ahead.
I might like. Well, it was the one of the fitness one.
Yep.
To get the shape thing. Can we show that just real quick?
Let's see. Hopefully, maybe. Hold on. I'm not on my normal setup here, so here we go. All right. Nope. This one. Fitness.
So scroll all the way down, please.
Okay.
To the footer. All right. It's not a footer. It looks like a footer. All the way down.
Oh.
The official contest rules. There we go. You have to agree to this before you can be part of the contest. That's quite a few rules, I'd say.
All right.
Wow, that's crazy. I'm gonna have Stephanie. Can you put the last 2 pages in the actual Hangout chat here? So where I get to do infinity scrolling. There we go. So, and then after this, guys, I just want to let everybody in the audience know that you will be voting on the page that you think is the best, the absolute best, and what they are going to be winning again is the Page Fights All-Star Medal with their name on it, which is awesome, and congratulations for that, and 2 tickets to the Unbounced Road Show. This is, let's see, so we've got the, oh, here we go. So I've got the new page coming up here. Storage Hero was the original page, and let's see. Do we have the other link here, Stephanie? 7 Simple Truths. Yes, I don't see. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Let's see. We're going to get this last page here. So sorry for the technical difficulties, everybody.
Unacceptable, Tommy.
I know it. I know it. I know it. You know, but we haven't had a moment like this in the last year. So
I'm sure we've had moments like this.
God, come on now. So the original page here was Nexon's the superhero, and probably my favorite comment from Ollie was Captain fucking Clarity here was what we needed on this page. These guys are really cool though. They have really friendly team. The new page that they submitted. What's that?
What is a strip story?
Yeah, no, well, it's you'll have to take a look at it. Watch the last episode. This is the new page that they submitted. It is a very different style of page. Pep, why don't you kick us off on the feedback here and kind of let me know what you think of this versus the last thing that they submitted.
I guess before critiquing, we would need to know whether the people coming to this page know what's hybrid storage or not. Like the headline would indicate that I already know. I just want to know the truths, or I should be interested in it. But then the paragraph is that hybrid storage is the most powerful tool. Like it's explaining what it is. So make up your mind. If it's for people who don't know what it is, you're doing it all wrong, right? Like why would I want to learn simple truths about something that I don't know that it exists? So that's one. So copy is pretty bad. The page there, the illustration, okay, is it a PDF document or an issue? But the form, again, inline form labels. It's a usability problem. It's fine if it's 2 fields or so. It's longer than this. It's just too much. It's just too much. And at the bottom, get the real facts about what? Auto tiering versus caching. I mean,
right.
I don't know.
All right.
Ollie, give me your feedback on this page.
Too big. Go back up, all the way up. The whole page is a fucking form. Take the image and make it. We're not reading it here. We don't need it to be that big. Make that small and bring those real facts. That's 1, 2, 3. Make that 1, 2, 3 in the top, so we have something to look at, and that and shrink this form in every way you can. It's just ugh. The testimonials on the bottom, they're incongruent. They're selfish. They're not talking about the goal of the page, which is to get this white paper or whatever it is. They're talking about a product that I don't know about. So, and they're not talking about why I should bother reading the guide, right? They're for the wrong purpose. Stick the word data before storage. Like, it's because, yes, we hope they know what this is, but is it storage for, like, book storage? I don't know. Put the word data in there. It makes it a little clearer. And too many acronyms and names. Nexan, Imation, NST, NAS, SAN, ASG. It's
MSG.
Can I add one comment?
Customer satisfaction rates. People are satisfied with your ebooks? I don't think so.
All right, we are going to move on to Actually, the voting is now open, everybody. So you are going to be voting on your favorite page, the ones that you think should be winning the tickets to the Unbounced Roadshow. I'm super excited about that. And also, we're going to leave the opportunity open for Q&A. If you want to ask something on the hashtag PageFights, you can go ahead and do that. And while we're waiting for some questions to come in, is there anything anyone wants to just kind of give as your main takeaway for landing page design and what you've seen and experienced over the last year? Ollie, you're laughing, so I'm going to pick on you.
Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to laugh for that reason. This is just like being a hero punk, and I had no answer on stage. I'd like to see some aggregate data of the impact that ghost buttons have had on the world, because they're everywhere now, and I'd love to just take the whole year's conversion rates and compare it if we turned them all to real buttons.
Ghost buttons?
Yeah, just the white outline with the word inside it.
Oh, yes.
Actions.
Gotcha. Go ahead, Mike.
One of the big things I've seen is that, like I mentioned today, a lot of people focus only on the page and they forget about everything else, and that's not beneficial. You need to understand what happened before the landing page and what's going to happen after. You have to understand your funnel. You have to analyze it, right? So a lot of people are wasting time with farting around with buttons and headlines and all kinds of stuff on the landing page when they don't understand that conversions are being killed on the next step. You need to understand that stuff, and that's why conversion research is very, very important in all cases.
Fantastic. Pep, do you want to jump in there? Or Gia? Anyone?
Reiterate the question.
Looking at the pages in the last year, what would you say is your major piece of advice that you would want to give to anyone who's submitting to page fights?
Well, I think our number one problem has always been clarity, right?
Okay. Someone actually has a question.
Know what the fuck you're selling.
Someone has a question here, and anyone can take this really. Why are inline form labels bad for usability?
It's because once you start typing, you don't anymore see what the field was about, so you forget, and the only way to see what the field was about is to delete everything you just typed in. And having watched hours and hours and hours of people filling out these forms, it's a known usability problem. Show me an inline form with 5 fields or so. So many people struggle with it. If you have form analytics, what you'll see is huge amount of field corrections, meaning people typing something and then deleting. So the evidence is out there. It's like sliders. It's just bad 9 times out of 10.
Yes. And another thing is also when you're trying to get an overview of the page and understand and decipher everything, make sense of what's on the page. If you see a form like we saw before with 9 fields with in-field labels, everything's become squashed together, and it's very, very hard to actually decipher the whole thing. You have to squint your eyes and stuff. So having especially if there's like Pip was saying, if there's a lot of fields, then you need to have the labels out there so you can clearly identify this is a field and this is where I need to read. And there's also a big difference between having right, left, top aligned field labels. If you have top aligned field labels, there's one scanning direction. You can scan this way, right? So they work well often.
My biggest gotcha too is especially where I do a lot more stuff on my phone now, and there are stats that are showing that mobile's overtaking desktop in a lot of areas. When I'm using my phone and I'm typing into those forms, and I forget what I'm typing because my thumbs are too big and the keyboard screen's pushed it all the way up, and I have about this much real estate. I have tweeted at companies being I did not convert because your stuff was so busted on the form level, and I was excited to do it, but now I can't. Thanks a lot, guys. Joanna, someone's asking, what kind of headset are you using? They sound great.
What? That's the question I get. Awesome. My headset is
what are you wearing, Joanna?
It's nice. It's nice. Thank you.
Who are you wearing?
Oh, today I'm wearing. It's Logitech. Actually, Brian Massey, I was on a call with him. He said the same thing. It's Logitech, and I think it was only $60 or something. But there you go.
Not bad. It does sound wonderful. From a copy perspective, is there anything you'd like to add to this? Because you are a brilliant copy person, and
thank you.
And I love the work that you do. And
nice.
And I would love to just any little tip that you might be able to give, because you've been on the show before, so you know what's up.
You're trying to make me feel better because I got asked about my headset.
Well, it's silly, you know.
No, I'm kidding. No, that's good. No, I think everything that's been said has been really good. I think focusing always on the goal of the page, and if your copy doesn't support the exact goal of the page, take it off. But if your page isn't supported, if the things you're saying and the goal isn't supported, then add it in. But we've seen confusing elements added today, like the images of Everest and things that aren't supporting the goal. I'm not sure what they're there for. They're just you trying to do something that is unnecessary to get a conversion.
Fantastic. And guys, this has been a wonderful year. I've had such a great time hosting the show with you guys. Gia, David Cademy is jumping on at the very last minute. David.
Oh yeah, look at me, just like last minute, totally missing
Good
out on all of
timing.
it.
Good timing.
Right?
David, I'm just about to announce the winners. Actually, because you're the guest judge now, you're the guest coming in, and you're so late to the game. I'm going to have you announce the winners.
Okay.
Here in the sidebar. I don't know if you can see it or not, but why don't you announce the winner? And
Oh wait,
and we
the
get to go.
sidebar.
In the chat.
In the chat.
Yeah, I gotcha. All right, chat. Oh, I don't have my like screen thing on or anything. God. Yes, my name's spelled Kadavy. Everybody in the audience, just remember that. And just, you know,
Navi, we know.
or just,
Cademy, yes.
You got it wrong again.
All right. No, I said it right. I said it right. Cademy.
I mean, you know what? I think that people can call me whatever they want as long as it's not like jerk face or
Ryan.
something like that. I'm pretty cool.
Right,
It's
right,
like,
right.
what if Coca-Cola was like, hey, you can only call us Coke?
Right.
You know, that's.
All right, so I'm
Because
going
I'm
to announce the winners because David likes to talk, and that's good. And we'll have you on another episode, and it will be great. Up third, we have Bully Max, which congratulations, guys. I'm not going to pull up the screens because I'm in the wrong setup. Number 2, we have Tapcell, congratulations. And then in the number 1, Page Fights All-Star Edition, drumroll please, Ecom Hacker. You guys are wonderful. Congratulations, folks over at Lemon Stand. You are awesome, and you'll be getting 2 tickets to the Unbound Roadshow and a Page Fights medal. You'll have to be sure to show us on Twitter when you get the medal in the mail. It'll be great. Our next episode is going to be June 19th with Hinton Shah. It's the Startup Edition. Heaton.
Wow. Tommy, wow.
Eaton, yeah, jeez.
Hinton.
By the way,
Got his phone for that?
Yeah. So what?
What's
No.
going on?
I'll tell you later. It's
Last
going to be the Startup Edition. It's going to be awesome. There's a lot of good stuff that's coming there. We're changing some stuff to the format of the show. And also, if you have been a Page Fight subscriber for some time, we'd love to get your feedback on what we can do to make the show better and make it something that you guys really want to see and tune into and share with your friends. So thank you so much, everyone. It's been a great year, and have a great day.
Oh, and you will be getting an email shortly to give us some feedback. So if you could do that, it would be amazing.
Yeah.